So today I'm going to be making sausage and bean pasta bake. Just a little bit of a disclaimer that I will not be putting mine in the oven and I will not be putting cheese on mine because one, I'm vegan, but also I haven't got a dish to put mine in the oven with to bake it. So I'm just going to make it in a saucepan and then I'm going to transfer it into my bento boxes. These are my bento boxes. They're great because I can put my main in there and some speed in there or the other way round. And I use these to just sort of plan my meals out. So yeah. Firstly, what you're going to do is you're going to be adding some mixed peppers. Now I like to use frozen ones. These ones have actually now defrosted a bit because I've had them out because I've been batch cooking, but that doesn't matter, you can just add them in anyway. So we're going to add that in. Then we're going to add a can of mixed beans. Now I'm going to use the Asda mixed beans salad. And I'm just going to chuck that in there with it. Obviously you do need to drain them, but any beans you have, so any chickpeas or you can even use baked beans, chickpeas, kidney beans, butter beans, anything like that. So we're just going to drain them and then add them into the can. Now these have got sweet corn, red peppers, chickpeas, red kidney beans, black eye beans, green borlotti and haricot beans. So these have got some other things in it as well. I will be adding possibly some other beans in, but I do know that these beans are completely free, although they do have other stuff in them. Where's my spoon? So you're just going to add that in. You can add other things in it, like I was going to add carrots in, but I actually don't have any, so I will be just adding that and also some courgette. So I'm just going to go and get that from the fridge. Give me a second. So sorry about that, my friend came in. So we're going to add some garlic into there. I need to put the lid back on. So what I'm actually going to do is also add some mushrooms and some courgette. Now I'm just going to chop it up here. Now I know some of you might be thinking, oh my word, the work surface, but it's okay. The work surface here always gets cut into. So what you're going to do is cut these into thin quarters and add this in as well. And you're going to use about a whole courgette. I'm doing enough to make 2 fairly substantial portions because I like to fill up on this rather than add stuff on the side because it has got a lot of speed in it already. So I'm just going to add them in. You don't need firelight if you are using the frozen peppers because they do release some water. If you're not, then you do need to spray your pan with firelight. So I'm going to add that in. This recipe can easily be adapted though if there's certain things you can't have or anything like that. You can also make it a rice dish rather than a pasta dish. You can put any sausages you want in. I'm actually going to be using Linda McCartney's red onion and rosemary sausages, partially because they're free but also because they're vegan. But you can use ones like the M&S skinny sausages, the chicken Italia heck sausages, the slim rolled sausages, Any sausages that you normally would use. You're also going to add the mushrooms. I have baby button mushrooms, so I just slice them into 3, like so, because they do wilt down. And what you're going to then do is you're going to let this cook until it's all cooked through, everything's soft. And then afterwards, I will show you the next step. If you are using sausages that are not pre-cooked, then you will need to add them in before. I would add them in before you add any of this, just so you make sure that they're cooked. If you are adding them in once they're cooked, I pre-cooked mine because mine are frozen. You just let them cool down, obviously. Don't do them while they're hot because they won't keep their shape. Let them cool down, and then even if you cook them the night before and put them in the fridge, you can do that. As long as they are properly reheated, obviously, when you cook this, then they will be fine. And what you're going to do is slice them into slices and then add them in, or into chunks, or even if you wanted to make it more of a sausage meat style pasta sauce, you could squeeze all the contents of the sausages out and put them into here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that cook. Would help if the oven was on. I do that a lot. So you're going to let it cook down, and whilst you're also doing this, you're going to be cooking your pasta, which is what I'm doing right now. And yeah, we're going to wait for this to cook, and then we'll come back and do the sauce. So now that this is cooked and is starting to stick to the bottom of my pan, which is not so good, we are going to add the tomatoes. So we're going to use passata for this, not tinned tomatoes, because we want a smoother sauce. So you're just going to open that, however you guys open it. I open mine with a knife. And you're just going to pour that straight in. I wouldn't say use all of it. I would say gradually add as you need. So what you're going to do is you're going to put that in, and then you're going to season it however you wish. So I've already put some garlic in. I'm going to add some salt. I'm also going to add some vegan Worcestershire sauce. You can normally use normal Worcestershire sauce, but obviously me being vegan I can't. You're also going to add 1 OXO cube. Now it can be whatever OXO cube you want. I'm going to use obviously vegetable one. And you crush it up while it's in the packet, like that. And then you just open the packet and it's no fuss, and sprinkle it in. So, hopefully, there we go. And then just keep stirring that for a bit. Now you can add some tomato puree if you want, anything like that, but I've also just realised that my pasta that was meant to be cooking is wasn't turned on at the main hob, so that's going to be interesting. Yeah, so what you're going to do is you're just going to keep stirring it, and then what you do after a while, once you know that it's fully cooked through, you add your sliced sausage that is pre-cooked. If it's pre-cooked, then you add it. So this is mine. I would say for about 4 people, add 6 sausages. I'm adding 4. And what you're just going to do is you're just going to add that in, and then gently stir it, because you don't want it to fall apart or break. So we're just going to stir that in like that. And move this out of the way. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put that onto simmer. I'm going to move it to the back hob. And while you're waiting for your pasta to cook, you leave that on to simmer. I would say if it starts burning at the bottom, then you remove it from the heat, because it will stay hot. But you're literally just waiting for your pasta to cook. Once your pasta is cooked, we're then going to add this in. And depending on whether you want it as a bake, if you want it as a bake, I would suggest that you then get your healthy mozzarella, grated mozzarella, and weigh it out into 4 portions. That way, obviously, you've got 4 people's healthy and get that all grated and ready for when we put it into the oven. So we're going to wait for my pasta to cook, and then I will show you what next to do. So this is the finished product. I added in the pasta because it was cooked and I didn't want it to burn. So you've added in the pasta, you can see the sausages and the rest of the sauce there. If you were then to make it into a bake, you would then put this in a oven-proof dish with your healthy XA on top of mozzarella cheese, and then put it in an oven that's at 200 degrees and cook it in there until the cheese on top has melted, unless you are having non-cooked sausages. You slice them up and add them into there, and then you cook in the oven until they are cooked. So I really hope you like this recipe, guys, and please stay tuned for even more soon. Thanks, bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you really like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, and also if you want to watch more videos like this, then please subscribe down below. It will make me a very happy person. Thank you!